taking care of celebrities and entertainment industry professionals and high net worth individuals for 24 years. I started my career in 1988. So
and how did you get into it? How did you get into this realm of society, movie society?
Well, I come from a banking background. I was a financial services officer at a local bank on the west side of Los Angeles, and one of my jobs was to bring business into the bank. So I opened the phone book, and I called every accounting firm within 10 minutes of my office, and I started building relationships with some of the accounting and business management firms.
So you must have gone to the higher end of people, though, because that's where you kind of gravitated to, was it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
in other words, you knew where you wanted to go.
Well, I'm from the Midwest, so, I'm a big fan of a lot of things. I love the theater, and I love movies and television, and I knew I wasn't going to be in front of the camera. That wasn't my destiny, but I'm a very organized numbers guy. So I sort of found my place in the industry.
Yeah, you sure did. What are some of the stories that you've actually had that have been really sort of, and I know again we can't mention names, but some things that you really sort of had to do, which you've sort of gone, do I really have to do this?
Well, one story that I like to tell was very early in my career. I was an assistant bookkeeper at a large firm in Century City. Everybody's out to lunch. It's 12:30, 1 o'clock, and I get a call from the client. And she said, I'm at a restaurant, and they won't take my American Express card. So I immediately said, hold on. I called the manager. I gave him my credit card number just to satisfy the client. What I found out later was that particular restaurant didn't accept American Express. So, but the client didn't know that. All they wanted to do was, get out of there and enjoy their meal. So I really don't ever know what's going to be on the other end of the phone. There's all kinds of different situations that come up. ATM cards get lost, credit cards get lost.
So how many clients do you how many clients can you handle? It says here, your business manager is like having a financial quarterback and also a personal concierge and a voice of reasoning all at one time on the phone. So you play several different roles here. And how many customers or clients do you have?
Well, right now I've got 2 or 3 actors. I have a couple of writers. I have a retired music industry executive, and a couple of studio executives. And really, what I do is I just tap into their personalities. I make sure that I know where they are and what they're doing at all times. And I always have to stay one step ahead.
Yeah, I would imagine. Who's the easiest one to deal with? The actors, the banker? Who's the easiest? The musicians? Who's easy? Are they all just as crazy as we all are?
Well, the easiest client to work for is the client that participates. Especially in the entertainment industry, people are traveling. They're always on the go. And a lot of people just don't want to deal with it. So Brian, just deal with it. Well, it doesn't really work that way. They're working so hard to make the money, and I really want them to participate and know where it's coming from and know how much they're spending. So there's a lot of communication involved.
Do you ever give them advice, like financial advice, or help them in that way, or do they actually have a financial person that takes care of that?
Well, I'm not qualified to give financial or tax advice, but what I do is I work with the core team of individuals, the CPA. I happen to work in a CPA firm. So the CPAs do the tax work. We would bring in a financial advisor for investment opportunities and things of that nature. if there's any lending, we would, coordinate that and introduce that banking relationship. I'm sort of the glue that brings everybody together.
You bring them all together. And,
Putting them all together.
Yeah, the industry has always had kind of a reputation of sort of not really taking care of their money and being very irresponsible. It sounds like from you that is not so.
Well, it's very easy for a young actor or actress to get discovered and get a huge contract, and all of a sudden they've got, boatloads of money coming in. But what they don't realize, I'm looking 5, 10, 20 years ahead. This may be your last job. So
Wow.
How do we, preserve the assets that you do have, and how do we help you live actually below your means? That's the goal.